Hey everyone, welcome to Don't Drink the Kool-Aid. My name is Ian, and today we're going to be talking about the Om Shinrikyo cult. In the shadows of Japan's history lurks a tale that unfolds like a sinister thriller, the chilling narrative of the cult Om Shinrikyo, a saga of a charismatic leader named Shoko Asahara, whose journey from a troubled past turns to orchestrating unspeakable acts of terror. Today, we trace back the footsteps of a man who, under the guise of enlightenment, led his followers to a web of violence, fear, and apocalyptic visions. This is the harrowing story of Om Shinrikyo, a cult that would etch its name in infamy, leaving a permanent mark on Japan's history. Shoko Asahara, born as Shizuo Matsumoto, but later renamed, was born on March 2nd, 1955, in the calm island of Kyushu, Japan. Asahara was born into a large family, of which specialized in making mats. Asahara was born with a condition called infantile glaucoma, which rendered him partially blind. Because of this, Asahara attended a boarding school for the blind. While attending this boarding school, Asahara was known to be a bully, sometimes beating and extorting other students for money. This would mark the beginning of Asahara's descent into malevolence. After graduating in 1975, Asahara applied to and was rejected from Tokyo University. Undeterred, he took to the study of acupuncture and pharmacology. Eventually, in 1982, Asahara was arrested for violating pharmaceutical laws, however, never served jail time. Following this arrest and eventual bankruptcy, Asahara began studying yoga, meditation, and other religious practices, such as Hindu and Buddhism. In 1987, Asahara eventually formed a yoga group called Om Shinrikyo, which literally translates to the supreme truth. Although this group has seemingly benign beginnings, this would soon prove to be far from the truth. Om Shinrikyo's early roots interlinked Hindu and Buddhist beliefs, creating a syncretic belief system that evolved over time. Christian apocalyptic elements found their way into the cult's doctrine, eventually shaping it into a more sinister entity. Asahara's charismatic leadership became a magnet for followers. Lured by promises of curing physical illnesses, enhancing intelligence, and attaining life goals, his claims of supernatural abilities, such as seeing through walls and levitating, further captivated the faithful. There is video evidence of Asahara attempting this levitation when he clearly uses a trampoline-type device to become airborne. Asahara soon believed himself to be the first enlightened one since Buddha, and convinced followers they could achieve higher levels of consciousness as well if they followed in his footsteps. In 1989, Om Shinrikyo received legal recognition as a religious organization from the Tokyo government. Following a failed attempt to gain status in the Japanese parliament, the group's ideology turned notably malevolent. Around this time, Asahara soon became paranoid of a coming world war, publishing a religious text called The Destruction of the World, where he predicted an impending war between the United States and Japan in 1997. Asahara convinced his followers that the only way to ensure survival would be to join Om Shinrikyo. He later published several other works reiterating an impending war to occur in 1997 or 1998. It was at this point the group became violent. On November 5th, 1989, cult members entered the home of Tsutsumi Sakamoto, armed with hammers and syringes filled with potassium chloride. Cult members then brutally murdered Tsutsumi, his wife, and their 14-month-old son. The remains were placed in metal drums and hidden throughout the nearby area. Tsutsumi was a lawyer, developing a class action lawsuit against Om Shinrikyo. The Tokyo Broadcasting System Television conducted an interview with Tsutsumi where he spoke about details of their lawsuit. The network secretly shared the interview with members of Om Shinrikyo. The grim details of these murders eventually came to light after the Tokyo subway sarin attack, later in 1995. Following these murders, the group gained notoriety throughout Japan, promising members a more meaningful life while becoming a hub of anti-American hate and propaganda. Reports of members being held against their will began to surface, accompanied by alleged assassination attempts of dissenters. The group's arsenal also began to expand, procuring as many as 1,000 illegally manufactured AK-74s and several biological weapons. The group was able to produce toxins, anthrax, and sarin, a toxic nerve gas. The Japanese government estimated Aum Shinrikyo to have assets as high as 100 billion yen, or $1 billion US. In 1993, cult members attempted their first mass terrorism attack by spraying large amounts of anthrax from the rooftop of their Tokyo headquarters. Although many people came into contact with the spores, no one reported infection. In fact, Japanese officials only learned about this attack through testimony from cult members years later. On the night of June 27, 1994, residents of an apartment building in Matsumoto, Japan, noticed a slow fog drifting through the area. Some residents reported a pungent, irritating smell coming from the fog. 2 residents exposed to this fog were immediately taken to the hospital and died soon after. Authorities soon investigated the area and observed carcasses of dogs, birds, and fish found within a 150-meter radius of the apartment. It was later revealed Aum Shinrikyo cult members parked a converted refrigerator truck near the apartment complex and released the toxic nerve gas sarin in hopes to assassinate 3 judges involved in a lawsuit against the cult concerning a real estate dispute. This attack resulted in 8 total deaths and over 270 people injured. This attack was also believed to be an experiment by the cult to prove the efficacy of using sarin for future attacks. This leads to Aum Shinrikyo's more well-known terrorist attack, the Tokyo subway sarin attack. On the morning of March 20th, 1995, 5 men entered separate subway lines carrying bags of sarin. While en route to the same destination, central Tokyo, the men punctured the bags and exited the subway. The fumes, perforating the air, immediately began affecting the passengers. This attack ultimately killed 13 people and injured over 3,800 others. Authorities were able to connect the incident with the Matsumoto attack 9 months prior and raided Aum Shinrikyo's facility, arresting over 200 members. Shoko Asahara and other cult members faced trial, and in a historic moment on July 6, 2018, they were executed. However, the legacy of Aum Shinrikyo lingers. Today, the cult persists, holding seminars, conducting training, and recruiting new members, a chilling reminder that even after the darkest moments, echoes of malevolence can still reverberate. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next week on Don't Drink the Kool-Aid.